All right, we're here for another Pioneer League. Today we're going to be running Mono Green Devotion through the gauntlet, but it's not your traditional Mono Green Devotion. There's no Karns, there's no Kiors here. We're a lot more low to the ground, a lot more aggressive. We're trying out a build that is less reliant on the Planeswalkers to see if we can actually get a leg up in some of those creature-based matchups. This type of build of Mono Green Devotion really fell off back when they printed... Kamigawa Neon Dynasty for a couple of reasons. Blue Eye Control got a lot more popular. March of Otherworldly Light, Portable Hole, these cards all gave it a little bit of juice. And so people were just playing Blue Eye Control a bunch. And this deck falls really hard in the face of Supreme Verdict. And that's one reason why the other builds of the deck, the Planeswalker heavy builds, were much more advantaged in those matchups. But now that the blue-white decks have kind of fallen off in favor, I think it's maybe time that we can maybe try to go under the mirror match, as well as just kind of keep pace with the aggressive decks in the format. You know, we're playing a bunch of low to the ground creatures like Lovestruck Beast main deck, Werewolf Pack Leader, even Ranger Class and Burning Tree Emissary. All these 2 and 3 drops give us some amount of defense against those creature rust decks that play Tarkus Command and things like that. And then we also get access to one of my favorite Planeswalkers of all time in Vivian Arcbow Ranger. So Vivian Arcbow Ranger, honestly, just a delight of a Planeswalker. The bite ability, being able to interact and not die, is huge. The +1/+1 counters allow your Lovestruck Beast or other creatures to just chunk in for huge hits of damage. And then the ultimate lets us have a mini toolbox sideboard for when we have Vivian and Nykthos. It's usually very easy to get up to 10 mana. And so what we have is we have an Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger, a Decimator of Province, and a Distended Mindbender as our 3 main tutor effects for closing the game once that happens. Distended Mindbender, great against combo. Decimator Provinces, if you have a bunch of creatures in play already, can just kill your opponent. And then Ulamog the Ceaseless Hunger, if you're not ready to win the game yet, you can just blow up a couple of your opponent's land, present them with a really hard to kill threat. The deck consists of these cheap creatures like Werewolf Pack Leader and Burning Tree Emissary. Now, Burning Tree Emissary normally very good when you can use that green-red mana. We have a little bit of trouble using it here on turn 2. What you're going to see more often than not is Burning Tree Emissary gets used on turn 3, or when we have access to 3 mana, or when we already have a Nykthos on the table. It just adds 2 to the devotion count, so it kind of is like a ritual effect of sorts. We are playing 3 copies of Ranger Class, both for the ability to activate it with Burning Tree, but also because the level 3 mechanic allowing you to play creatures from the top of your deck is pretty great. It's also a permanent that stays on the battlefield for Nykthos, even if the creature dies, which is huge. One of the reasons why Old Growth Troll has been so good in the other devotion decks. We have a couple copies of Kazandu Mammoth that give us a few more land drops, but this thing, when you hit landfall, can be a 5/5 to help turn on the Great Henge. It hits hard with Vivian when it gets trampled. It's just not a bad play off a turn 2 elf. You know, turn 1 elf, turn 2 Kazandu Mammoth, just not that bad. But in a pinch, you can play like turn 1 elf, turn 2 Pack Leader, tap Kazandu Mammoth as your land, and it's not that bad either. The sideboard, we have a little bit of help against aggro with Citizen Petitioners. We have a couple more tutor targets for Vivian, like Questing Bee, Shifting Ceratops. We have 3 copies of Scavenging Ooze, which are actually great to find off Vivian if you're low on loyalty or don't have Nykthos, and you actually just need a Scavenging Ooze against like Greasefang or something. And then last but not least, we have a couple of copies of Heroic Intervention, and this is going to protect us from Supreme Verdict when we do play against those blue-eye control opponents. Anyway, this is Mono Green Devotion with a twist. Let's go ahead and play the league. All right, here's round number 1. We'll be on the play. Let's see if we have a good opener. Lands and elves, good stuff, good stuff. Even if our elf dies, we got plenty of stuff to do with our mana. And if our elves don't die, we got Ranger Class to maybe sink all our mana into. We have Oath, which can find us a Nykthos or just dig for stuff. Great opener. We are going to play Werewolf Pack Leader here. Next turn, we can play Elf Ranger Class. But I want to get a slightly larger creature down. If we drop Burning Tree, we can deploy most of our hands. Tenacious under D. What if I simply cast Kazandu Mammoth? No trades. Easy no trades. We have Adeline defense as well. We can block the token, just take 3. The pig's definitely one of your favorite cards. It's an elephant, ain't no pig. Thought sees me? No, thought sees you. Ranger class down. They knew what was coming. They knew Ranger class was about to put it on them. Put a hurt on them. All right, we'll go. Let's go Green Devotion. We'll start with the Oath of Nissa, see if we find anything cool, but otherwise we'll just play our hand. Playing a land lets us attack with our Kazandu Mammoth. Could just play Troll. We get to draw a card. I guess we could just attack and draw a card anyway. Maybe we just play Troll and attack. I'm going to play Pack Leader and Elf, and I'm going to attack with my creatures. We're going to draw a card, and the next time we'll draw a card again. If they trade, that's fine. Like, this comes back for... It's, like, not really a big deal if it dies, right? Drew another Pack Leader. Next turn, we can play both of these off the Nykthos. Sheoldred's pretty scary. All right, so we go Troll. Play this one. Turn this into a 5/3. Attack for 10, draw a card. Just keep churning, baby. No blocks. They're going to take 10. I wonder if I'm getting combo killed this turn. Nope. I don't think that's going to do it, Chief. I think you're in trouble, man. We'll just activate both these. Attack, draw 2. All right, so this is what, 11? So this costs 4. This costs 4. Play another one. Play an elf. And we slam, and I'm pretty sure it's lethal. I guess they could have a removal spell maybe, but we draw 2 cards. We haven't played a land yet, so I'm going to un-auto yield. But they can, I think, yeah, I was going to say, I think they're just dead no matter what. So, all right. So, on our sideboarding, do we want the Scavenging Ooze? They're kind of like Rakdos mid, but a bit worse. Their removal is a little worse. I think overall we're in better shape against them than Rakdos. Oh, the Decimator? Yeah, I love me some Decimator, the big pig. Big. We don't need Petitioner. We probably don't need Heroic Intervention either. I don't know that we need anything. Maybe Outline Liberator, but I think I'm just going to stick with it. No changes. Okay, I'm going to keep, but we don't have an elf, but I think that's okay. Their deck is likely going to have a bunch of removal here after sideboard. All right, we drew something to play for 1, so that's good. We also have Vivian, which I think is going to be excellent in the matchup. I'm going to take Burning Tree. And then we'll go like, oh, thank you. Love you. All right, whatever we play is probably going to die. So I guess we could go Burning Tree Ranger class. I think that's probably fine, right? Just kind of spray it around a little. Favorite big pig in Magic? I don't know. I really like a big pig in Storybook Brawl, though. 3 big pigs. It's like 3 little pigs, but they grew up and they're big and strong and mean. Now they're the bad guy. Graveyard Trespasser. All right, so now we'll go, I guess, Beseju, Werewolf, and Heart's Desire. Just to get a little bit of extra juice. I don't think playing the 5/5 as a 5/5 is good enough. Like, it's good for blocking this, but that's not really the place we want to be. Noxious Grasp on a creature is fine. I think I'll double block if they attack. What's the worst case scenario? I lose, like, if they have a removal spell, then I'm basically just forcing them to have the removal spell. I think that's fine. I don't really care if this gets pushed, and I'm just jump blocking after that. Yeah, Vanishing Verse on that. That's great news for me. So now we go, what? Hopefully draw something else. Oh, sicko. That was a good draw. 4/5, so we play Pack Leader and Love Struck, and then next turn we'll Arc Bow. And we have Ranger class to dump all our mana into. Looking good so far, man. Looking good so far. Push on that's okay. Love Struck Beast can just be defensive here too. Alright, well they just have a ton of removal. We'll just take the damage. We get to play Vivian and tick up on this next turn. We still have Nykthos mana, so we can do one more thing. If we draw land, I guess we can Ranger class attack and then maybe bite. Although we can't really bite because of the Alright, that's fine. Alright, we'll just tick up, play Lair, say go. See if they have one more removal spell. If not, let's see, next turn 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A land we can Ulamog next turn, even after all these removal spells. Wedding Announcement's fine. They can't attack, they'll get a 1/1. One land equals Ulamog. That gets covering smoothly. Yeah, that's what I always care about more than anything, really. Okay, so we can zoom up Ranger class. This is 7, 8, 9. So we can't quite Vivian yet, so we'll go Heart's Desire. We'll play it. What about Bite Trespasser? We have to discard a card still. I don't really care about it. It's just a guy. It's just a 3/3. It doesn't really do anything. I will attack for 7-ish. Put a counter on it. And now, even if they have a removal spell for Left Strike Beast, they can't attack the Vivian down. And we have this plus Lair. Next turn, if we can Ulamog them or Province, we'll big pick them if they just draw a land, I think. GG. Easy. Easy 2-0. Deck's looking good. Feeling good. Alright. Sounds great. Opponent's name is Daddy Pig. I think we're going to show them who the Daddy Pig is. Opponent's on 5 cards. We're going to give him the pigsness. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Shaper Sanctuary in general. I think that card is overplayed and bad. Most decks have the ability to ignore you. Many of them bring in sweepers after sideboard. All right, playing against humans. So our lower to the ground version could be very good. Opponent's a big Yasharn fan? Could be. All right, we're going to Burning Tree, Ranger class, play Tap Kazandu. That way we can curve into Vivian. Need to draw a Nixos to be able to do the Vivian Pig thing, but what's up, Moppy? Pass on 2. Popping a clue on 2, huh? All right, we're just going to shove it down their throat. We're going to take up to 5. We're going to put a counter on both of these and swing. And then even if they play Mantis Rider next turn, it's not going to kill the Vivian. So we're just going to get really aggressive and try to close the game before they pop off. Yeah, I don't know, man. Ross likes Thraben Inspector. I think the card's dog shit, man. I don't know. Yeah. Popping clues is like a euphemism for... What the fuck? Ye old chump block. Oh, they're going to play the guy that brings it back. That's fine. Extraction Specialist. We can beat Extraction Specialist pretty easily, I think. I gotta eat my lunch, Chad. I'm hungry. You hear the soundbite from the Eagles game? What was it? Holy shit. How much is this? 7, 8, 9? So we can just decimate her, sacking the elf, right? Is that lethal? So 7, when you cast a spell, that's triple haste. So it's 7. So it'll be 17. They'll have to block with specialists. I'll give them the big pig. Pack leader's free? Oh, shit, you're right. Should have played it first. I was too excited about the Nykthos. Oh, I also... Man, this is a pretty good deck, huh? All right. Looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good. All right, so they're humans? Do I want to bring in Petitioner just to gain some life to buy time? It could be better than Ranger class. I don't really know if my sideboard is well set up for this matchup at all. I don't think it is. This is the type of matchup that people board in Heroic Intervention all the time because it like jams combat up pretty bad for the opponent. I think we're just gonna no changes at chap. All right, we got a mulligan, a hand that's so juicy looking. This one's kind of bad too, man. I think I'm gonna go to 5 actually. Like we can put back a Vivian, but if we don't draw a land, we're still screwed. If they have Portable Hole, we're screwed. Let's go to 5. All right, we'll keep this one. Back a Viv. And maybe a BT. We just don't have anything to do with it. We'll just rely on Old Growth and Great Hinge. Hopefully Great Hinge is a carry if we get there. We need to draw an elf right now, though. Oof. Maybe we got to board out Great Hinge because of Hopeful Initiate. All right, well, this is the first game so far where our deck looked bad. And it's 100% because of a mulligan to 5. And our 6 was maybe better than this 5, but not by so much that I didn't want a mulligan again. But we can't go to 4. All's Lieutenant? Uh-oh. All right. So this is a hit for 6. We're at 13. Well, Burning Tree wouldn't have done anything, so I'm glad I put it back. I'm really hoping they just don't have a third land. Okay, well, they have the Temple Garden, so that means we're probably screwed. Next turn, they're just gonna keep slamming creatures, and one of which, if it's Reflector Mage, we're 100% dead. Just on the draw, 1, 2, 3 drop, right? And we just have nothing on 1, nothing on 2 on the draw. Yeah, Thalia Guardian's great. Oh, we should be playing Voracious Hydra. Main deck or sideboard. Voracious Hydra is sick. Since we're not playing Coco, I think Voracious Hydra is crazy good. I'm gonna block the Hopeful Initiate just because they're probably just gonna bring it back, and I want it to be small. The Thalia being slightly bigger is fine. Nisha's mess up. Yeah, Nisha's great. It's such a powerful card. Next turn we can nick those Great Hinge. We just have to draw into something to play. We've drawn what? We started with 2 lands. We've drawn 4. Tilda. All right, so now everything can tap for mana. It's kind of scary. They can just Coco. I guess no, they can't Coco. They should have tapped this for the green because they can't Coco no more. All right, we're gonna play Grey Hinge first. That way we draw a card off the pack leader. We lose a little bit of devotion, but I think that's okay. All right, now we're just gonna churn out stuff, and we're gonna have to find a way to break through. But Grey Hinge is a great card here. They can do this to blow this up. I don't know why they didn't. Wonder if I should have attacked. Maybe. They still could blow it up. They just didn't do it. Interesting. I doubt they're playing Brave the Elements, so this is actually a reasonable board against them right now. You know, we have this as a double block for a long time without it being too bad for us. Next turn, the Oath is going to be pretty good with the Nykthos. We can maybe just pop off like crazy. All right. Well, they finally blew up the Great Hinge, but Nykthos is still active. All right, Charming Prince, so they're just going to blink Thal's Lieutenant, I guess. Okay. They still can't activate Catilda. I think I'm going to attack. At least with the pack leader and one other thing. Just so I can draw a card. Wow. Now what? Let's Oath first. So they can use Hopeful here, but I'm gonna... They can blow up the Grey Hinge in response to a trigger. Let's see. Guess we just take another pack leader. All right. Blowing up their land doesn't really do anything, so I guess we'll just activate this. I'm gonna attack with this for sure, and one of these. Nice, nice. What's up, Seeker? Oh, that was bad. I just forgot I had first strike. I wanted to draw a card, but not for that. That was bad. Oh well. So they can blow up the Great Henge again, right? They just remove 2 counters from Thalia or whatever. Or 1 from Charming Prince, 1 from Catilda. I guess I have to cut the Henge against Hopeful Initiate, man. It's such a brutal beatdown. Right? Dauntless Bodyguard's fine. What are they protecting? Thalia Guardian. Okay, okay. Well, I'm just gonna... Oh, they can put a counter on it? It'll still be 4 toughness, so we'll just double block. They'll kill 1. So we trade 1. That's fine. I'm not just gonna soak 4 damage every turn or whatever. And I guess we could have attacked again and to draw another card. That was probably a mistake. Yep. All right, so this isn't gonna die though. So we just trade Bodyguard for Pack Leader. They can still put a counter on everything. Playing this game kind of sloppy, I guess. They should just blow this up, right? Yep. Hinge down. All right, so let's go this. I guess another one. So let's pop this for one of them. And I'll just ship this in for a bunch. 13. Protection from werewolves. Oh my god, this just blocks my fucking pack leader like crazy. That's so bad for me. All right, jump block. That probably means they have another extraction specialist in hand, so they just get to chain it back. But what am I going to do? Not attack with a 13/13 layer, you know? I don't have huge payoffs in this build like we do in the other one, so saving the Nykthos is kind of meh. I will take the 4 first strike. Our Nykthos is a lot worse now, too, because we lost the Troll Devotion. All right, I'm going to attack with just this. Would love to draw something. I guess they have the Hopeful Initiate, so almost all my good cards that I could draw that are extra card producing are all able to be blown up. I will double block the Thalia if they attack. Finally, Reflector Mage. See what they target. Probably the token would be my guess. That's fine. I'm really close to conceding anyway. Move on with my life. So if they attack with both, we'll block here. Maybe chump this. See, 4, 5, 6. They can still activate Catilda. Oh no, they're short of activating Catilda right now. Here's Faith and Viz. I hope I draw Viv. So they're playing another Thalia. Is that just to bolster the lieutenant? Okay. Attack for 8. All right. Well, I'm just gonna block here. Take the 4 from this. Put a thing here, and now we can use the lair to block, and we'll make a 4/4 EOT probably. What card gets you out of this? Vivian's a good start. We're not like, we're kind of at parity, right? I need something that kills this, because this growing everything is kind of bad. But Lair's a good blocker. We're going to have another 4/4 now. Ranger class doesn't do it because they have the Hopeful Initiate, so it's basically just Vivian. I mean, I would rather just not draw a land every turn for the rest of the game. That'd be nice. But now they're just going to Catilda me out. They just don't know how their cards work. Cool, cool. We are up a game though, so we're probably gonna lose this game, and then we'll be on the play for game 3. We did mull to 5 too, so we were barely able to keep up, but luckily they didn't curve out and just straight kill us. Now I just need to draw anything. Anything would be sweet. Vivian. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna put 2 counters on this elf. We're gonna make a couple of 4 power things. Now next turn we can Vivian plus Pig, I think. We can still tap this, Nykthos, Lair, make a big Lair blocker. They probably have to send a bunch of stuff at Vivian, so we might actually just force their hand. I mean, we're at 5, though. I guess they don't have to go at Vivian. They can just go at face. We have 4 blockers. They have 6 attackers. They have not activated Catilda, so I think they just don't know about the ability. Got too much text on it, I guess. All right, well, that was good. All right, so let's go Devotion. I guess we just Ulamog, right? We Ulamog, we eat maybe this and this. Big Pig is not enough, I don't think, right? Let's see, we can sack. So this costs 7 if we sack the Burning Tree. So we got 1. So we can animate Hydra for a little bit. I'm afraid that they're going to remember about the Catilda when I go to kill it, right? That's my fear. So I think I'm just going to Ulamog. And I think I'm just going to try to deck them in 2 attacks. So I'm going to target Catilda for sure. And then I think maybe Hopeful Initiate's better, actually. The Catilda for sure. Maybe Reflector Mage because they can draw a blink effect. Thalia is not really that bad for us right now. And I don't want them to have a way to get Ulamog off the table. But they've already shown me Charming Prince, right? So I really don't want them to be able to blink it. But we can just maybe cast it again next turn if they do bounce it. We're just going to let Ulamog eat their deck. Yeah, they have 2 initiates, so the one doesn't matter. So I think it's just, does this matter? And I think the answer is no. Big Pig was like probably not enough, and it was definitely not enough if they just remembered their Catilda ability, you know? We should have probably lost this game to the Catilda ability. All right, so we're gonna munch in, eat 20 cards, and we're gonna do it again next turn, hopefully. What's the thing Prof says? I don't know. Reading the card explains the card. Yes, that's true. All right, cross our fingers. How many Reflector Mages did we pop? 1, 2. Hell yeah. 3, 4. They were all gone. We're doing it. We're doing it. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that kind of stuff. I'm not an expert on any kind of stuff, really. Have this stupid card game. All right, elf survive one time. Elf survive one time? Oh, baby. I think we're in trouble. And they hit? This could be a nightmare scenario matchup. Let's hope they don't have Grease Fang right away. They need White Source, Grease Fang in hand. Damn it, they have the White Source. This game sucks. This fucking game is horrible, chat. It's so stupid that that's just allowed. Turn 3, kill you. Okay, all right. I had one card, you're dead. Okay, all right, man. That's fine. Hinge out. We're not going to play longer games. We need to be explosive. From a Ranger class, I guess. So I think I Kazandu Mammoth here on 2. Just try to get the Kazandu Mammoth beatdown going. Bot sees you. You know what's really cool is the combo decks also get to play a bunch of 1-mana interaction. It's very cool. I remember when combo decks literally needed like 50 cards to all kind of work together to be a combo, you know? It's just silly. Seeker, that sounds like fun at least. That's like more pure Magic than whatever we got to play constructed these days. Every deck is just fucking out of control powerful, you know? All right, so they hit a land. They don't have a big thing in the graveyard yet, which is nice. All right, so let's Heart's Desire plus cast. I'm not going to attack with the elf, or am I? I will. We still have the other 1/1, and it means that next turn it's not chump blocking the Love Struck Beast at least. You think Grease Fang's fine outside that nonsense? Yeah, but it also makes it so they can never make a big vehicle ever again, right? I think that's kind of toxic. All right, we'll jam with these two. And now we're going to lose to Eska's Chariot plus Grease Fang stuff. Wonder if I should have just not attacked with that. All right, let's go this many. We'll play pack leader. We'll crack this. Here we go. It's just silly, man. Like, they just get to play both halves of the game. It's just not fair. You should just not be able to so easily play both halves of the game. Like, the combo aspect and the grinding mid-range aspect. Like, they're literally just like Abzan control, and they just have this fucking killer combo for 3 mana. You know, the only downside is you got to play Satyr Wayfinder and Grizzly Salvage or whatever. These cards are just fine, though. Like, we just can't compete with them on a fair end or combo end, you know? Like, they're not even really hard comboing us with Grease Fang. It just doesn't matter. It's too good. All right, well, we get in 6. Most of our shit dies. Next turn we can play Vivian, maybe. Put some counters on this. Start attacking through it. I quit. I think I mulligan this hand. Gigantha, so they're probably that red-green deck. It's been popping up a bunch. I think I should mulligan. I think I need a little smoother curve. They could also be Rakdos Sack. Yeah, it could be like 8 decks or whatever, but there's like a green-red deck that's really popular right now. Alright, so it's Rakdos Sack, that's fine. Witch's Oven, okay. Elf on the top deck is always Gucci. You're saying isn't much of a deck without Parhelion? I mean, that's fair. I mean, it's going to become much more interactive, and it's going to be a lot like Umbrella Rights used to be with like Sky Sovereign and Esca's Chariot. I think Grease Fang should just be banned, personally. I just think it's too strong. It's too free, and it will constrict design space for the rest of eternity. Not that like the design space of vehicles is really that contested, but like they continue to make vehicles in like every set, and they could accidentally fuck it up because they are just like doing a lot of experimentation with it. Nykthos. Take a Burning Tree in case I find a Nykthos. It'll be a free creature at some point. Maybe not next turn, but hell, next turn if they don't kill Elf, we could go Burning Tree Vivian and put 2 counters on the Burning Tree. You want to ban Oven? I don't want to ban Oven. I would ban Cat before Oven. I think having Sack Outlets is cool, but Familiar is the one that needs to be banned. I would love if Claim and Oven was still a thing. Personally. Alright, well now we'll go to Burning Tree Vivian. Yeah, I mean, we're obviously missing Karn, right? We could be playing Karn and Kiora, but then we lose the essence of what I was trying to do, right? We're trying to be lowered to the ground so we're better against aggro. But Karn is great against all this nonsense. But all this nonsense should not exist because Karn is so prevalent, you know? Alright, let's go here. Let's let them double block if they want. We'll play Troll. Yeah, I mean, I talk about that every day too, Mike. You know, you're fucking in here all the time. Literally talk about that every day. I also think they should ban Karn or Nykthos or whatever, you know? But they're just not gonna, because they aren't really fucking in it. We're in it every day, you know? Alright, so let's go stop. Yield until there. Now, if they kill the troll, we'll put it on here. And then we'll make a 4/4. They're unable to draw the 3rd land for what I assume is many Mayhem Devils. Let's look for a Nykthos so we can pop off. Decimator is probably lethal, right? But Ulamog is like shuts off their 2 lands. Decimator, they all get trample, right? Alright, whatever. Let's do that. Alright, let's do this for 1. I think it's possible to take action after the RC, but before the PT. Okay. I mean, I think that that's probably true and fair. This should still be lethal, right? Because it has trample as well. Well, Dread Shadim, the game's not over if I Ulamog them 100%. It is 100% over if I Big Pig, even through 2 removal spells, right? They kill the troll, they kill this. It's 13, 16, 19. I guess it's not quite. Not quite lethal through 2 removal spells, but, you know, what 1 mana red removal spell are they going to play? Alright, well... These 5 are considerations. Hinge and Arcbow are great. Troll's good. Ranger class is good. BTE can maybe go. It was integral to stabilizing there, but I don't know that it is going to be good every game. And they're going to be a lot more interactive and killing our shit, so our Nykthos is going to be bad. So I think what we actually do is we trim a Nykthos, and we trim these 4. And then we just rely on some of our cards to stand by themselves. Got a mulligan. This hand's pretty good. I'm going to put back a Love Struck probably. Maybe put back Pack Leader, actually. Just more likely to die. The 5/5 is likely to be important and big there for a while. Alright, elf time. Dread Shadim, listen, I like to Ulamog with the best of them, alright? I'm the guy that played Vivian Ulamog, you know? I'm that guy. Alright, let's go Elf Ranger class here instead of Arcbow. They're just gonna sack this, draw 2, and then play something probably off the Witness. Claim Familiar, okay. Deck decks are for you, Seeker. They're not for me. That was a sick sequence. Love it. 2 treasures? I wonder if they have no land. This seems like they don't have a land. They're kind of playing this slowish. Alright. Familiar's fine. Land? I'm gonna Heart's Desire. I think every point is good here. Like, every piece of every card is important. So we're just gonna do this. If we don't draw the land next turn, I'll play the 5/5, keep attacking. Yeah, Mayhem Devil's nuts. We're just dead now. They bought Gigantha, so they're going to kill Elf in the 1/1. Okay, so now we no longer have the capability to bite. Alright, let's attack for 4. I wonder if they chump. That's fair, Great Scott. That's fair. Think about that for next game. Alright, let's put this on the bottom. We'll offer the trade with a Jag. And then we can start attacking with the Pack Leader next turn. Another Familiar. Still no Oven, though. That's good news for us. Up Hive's okay. I'll definitely offer double block trade here. We'll just play Love Struck Beast. Actually, if they do something that kills... Okay, so now we'll play Love Struck Beast. No, they can kill the 1/1, so maybe I should have played the troll instead. Guess they're just flooding out like crazy. Ancient event? Okay, so they name evens. That's fine. Land is great. We can bite the Mayhem Devil. And now they can activate Hive and kill the Vivian though, but that's fine. We're at parity and I'm gonna be very far ahead soon. Any 1/1 lets me start attacking for 5. Mayhem Devil's down. Takes up most of their turn to Hive this. I guess less so because they've been hitting all their land drops, so they still can play a 3-drop. I really don't know what their last 2 cards are. They have to just be bad spot removal spells, right? And they were just waiting for me. They finally found the oven, but getting back familiar doesn't seem great. Oh, I should have turned this into a 1/1 and attacked. That was bad. I forgot I could do that. I know that it's like important for the deck. I just forgot. I guess it's also possible they have a removal spell, so they would have stopped it anyway. All right, well, we're definitely going to block. We're just going to sack it to Witch's Oven or whatever. Eaten alive. All right, that's fine. So now they can Dinner the Bugbear me. It's fine. So they're out of cards, though. They're on nothing. And we can play Love Struck. Soon we'll be able to Vivian again. But I want to put something up to protect her first. All right, Elf is fine. Love Struck's good. All right, so now they have Familiars online. They can start bringing back Familiar every turn. That was an insane top deck. But we can bite it again and go back to parity next turn. But they have 2 creature lands that are both going to be problematic in the long run. I don't really care about my graveyard, but extra bodies is always bad. All right, say go, I guess. We could attack for 5, but maybe I should have attacked. I guess I don't want them to bug me. I'd rather them hive me than bug me. But we're so low on life here that I don't know, maybe I think the extra damage from the den matters with them being at 18 still. Now we can double block. So, Great Scott, what are you asking exactly? So this Love Struck Beast enables the Great Hinge. I don't think you should play the Great Hinge in any deck without Love Struck Beast in your deck. Like, obviously, the token doesn't work with it, and future elves and stuff don't work, but Lair the Hydra works with it. Any elf or any Heart's Desire works with it. if you're trying to play it in Explore, you don't have Nykthos anyway, so Great Henge is like a great thing to be able to do that. So I'm gonna definitely block with both, and they're gonna trade for the pack leader. But we have Ranger class now, so now it's just a race of, can I find something cool to do before they kill me with Cat Oven with me at 6. And with Oath of Nissa Ranger class, we might be able to. I mean, yeah, Rotting Regisaur is one that people played back in Standard, I think, right? It's fairly standardized at this point. All right, so we'll reset the top of our deck with Oath. We'll take the Nykthos. In order. Play the Troll. Great Henge next turn. Does that that means I should save my elf, right? All right, we'll take a look at a Seeker after this game. Don't let me forget. I do think more people should be playing Court of Calling decks in this format, so it'll be interesting to see. All right, so they discarded Hive or nothing. Nothing, right? Oh no, they discarded a Hive. Sanction Event. All right, so this puts me at 3, 2, sack, bring back 1. So this puts me to 1. And now the Henge is no longer viable. All right, so Elf doesn't do anything. Making a lair doesn't help me cast this. Just go next game. Game 3. All right, so we're talking about cutting the left strike beast, and we'll bring back in these. And then bring this back in. I think Henge is still fine. Like, if we had drawn Henge any earlier in that game, we would have been able to do it, and it would have been sweet. Maybe trim an Oath. I will keep this one and hope that we either naturally draw land or that our opponent doesn't kill our elf. That was a weird game. Mayhem Devil's a hell of a card, though, man. It's another card that's just mega annoying and way overpowered, but every single deck has just like 20 shitters and one card that's just like completely egregious, you know? All right, we drew the land natural. It's Oath of Nissa first. I don't want the land. Could have took Troll, I guess. All right, don't really care much about the kitties. It's going to be really hard for them to kill Vivian, so we're going to go ahead and get that down here. Put 2 counters on this and start chunking in. It has trample, so chump blocks don't matter. They'll likely be able... Oh, I guess if they can take it and then kill Vivian. Yeah, maybe I should have thought about that. But I think that's just going to happen most of the time no matter what. And they always have the sacrifice thing too, man. Claim the Firstborn. It's a fucked up card. I guess Burning Tree's free next turn. Tap my mana. See, I could have Oath first, and then I would have had Burning Tree this turn for free, but it, you know. Harvester's okay. Witness is fine. These are all things that are fine. Mayhem Devil is the scary one, always. Oh, that was good. So now we'll be able to activate both halves of Ranger class And we'll get to attack. I'm going to put a counter on my Landwerelves, I guess, so that I can... Let's see, so we do this for 2. We do this for 4. Now we can play cards off the top of our deck at will. All right, got a troll. And now let's jam. And then we can draw the forest, play it, and then play something else. And at this point, I don't really mind them trading like a 3/3 for the thing. Vivian on top's clutch. Yeah, trade here is okay. Chump there or double block there is okay. I can do all the damage to the familiar if I want. I think I just want to clear their stuff though. All right. 2 exile, Thoughtseize and a land. I'm going to hold this in case they want to Thoughtseize instead of play the land, thinking that it could be a good card. No ma'am, devil, please. All right. We show them the forest. They're probably going to concede to it. Fable's fine. All right, another Vivian on top as well. And then we'll put counter here, counter here. We'll attack with everybody, and we'll put a counter on the wolf. Just to make it so the 2/2 can't trade with anything. They have to double block the thing. And whatever they double block, they go to 1. Most things have trample. So they're chumping this. They're going to take 10. Keep the shaman so they get the mana. Okay. And then we have the other Vivian next turn. So even if they can somehow clear the Vivian, they're probably still dead to the one on top. I just don't really know what you're asking, Great Scott. Like, you can play whatever you want to enable the Great Hinge as long as it's a large creature for 3 mana-ish. You know? There's like Ronus the Indomitable, there's fucking, I don't know, Steel Leaf Champion, things like that. Ooh, a pretty good hand that can maybe show the Great Hinge a thing or two. If my elf survives, I'll probably just turn 2 Love Truck Beasts and hope that I get to draw land and play the Hinge into Pack Leader on 3. Like, that would be such an insane start. Can never beat Rakdos? That sounds about right. All right, well, they didn't kill the elf. I'm going to go for it. Because they didn't kill the elf on 1. Even if they kill elf on 2, we have Mystic to attack, so not that big a deal. Ting and the Iceman, land! I'm going to play the elf so that we can maybe get our creature down. Or get a Vivian down or the Hinge down. Next turn, I'm going to declare attacks. We're going to go in with these 2, draw a card, or they're going to bounce or kill something. Okay, so now we're fine. We're just going to bite this and attack for 8 or whatever. Put them to 7 and draw a card. So my guess is they keep Axe Impulse because they just don't have interaction right now. They didn't interact on 1 or 2. It's possible that they didn't interact on 1, 2, or 3. It's possible that they have interaction, but chose to use their mana more efficiently to try to flip thing. So they kept to consider impulse. All right, so we can play Hinge for 4, but we can't play Hinge plus Arcbow. So let's just go Arcbow, bite, attack for 10, draw a card. We think about Divide by 0 and Pioneer. 3 mana to interact is quite a bit. Not a big fan. All right, so now they have Impulse. They can main phase Impulse, kill Werewolf and Rummage. And then they're just dead to Vivian plus on this, plus attacks. I think they're still dead All right, so if we put 2 counters on this. Now, they have to block because the threat, right? We do this. They have to block here because the activation kills them otherwise. But we'll just let them take the 1 damage. Play the Great Hinge, and I could Burning Tree, but I can't play anything, so I'll just play Pack Leader instead. All right. We know they're Phoenix, so we can scooze them up. I kind of want to Heroic Intervention them, but I think I'm not gonna. The Great Hinge is like okay in this matchup, but it's actually just kind of hard to get down because they can just kill all our big shit. So maybe we don't want them, but maybe they're like our only way to grind through all that removal or whatever. But I think Thing in the Ice is particularly devastating for me, so I have to keep in Vivian. Maybe we cut Ranger class. I don't know. I really honestly don't know what to cut, but I do want the Scoozes. Greyhinge seems decent. I mean, it's actually been like the worst card in the deck, to be honest. All right, so we don't have the turn 1 elf, so do we mulligan? I think we mulligan. All right, this hand's pretty bad too, though. I'm going to keep it and hope it gets better. We're going to put back the Grey Hinge. Yeah, I just don't know what to cut for the Scoozes, to be frank. It's not really it's not really clear what the best cut is because all my cards seem fine. Like, kind of need Viv to kill Thing, to kill Bird. Kind of need Scooz to eat the Phoenix, eat the Graveyard. All right, no land is awesome for me. Now we get to play Troll. And now my goal is basically to just never turn on their Ledger Shredder. Because if they're stuck on mana, that means they're only going to be able to cast like 1 spell a turn for a little while. Shredder's fine. Something big here would be great. Next turn we can go Burning Tree, or Grey Hinge, Burning Tree, activate Lair, attack. They finally drew the 3rd land. Let's see what they go for. I really didn't want them to loot, so that's why I didn't go for the Heart's Desire. At least not this turn, anyway. 3rd Ledger Man. This is a bold attack. I love it. I think they might have a removal spell for the land, so we're just gonna play the Troll. We've already played a land, though, so I'm gonna go ahead and F6. We can attack with this one. 3 loots is kind of brutal. I don't like that Ledger Shredder just makes it so I don't want to play Magic anymore. You know? They're discarding a cruise. That can never be good for me. Alright, jam with the Troll. I think they just stepped away for a second because there's no reason that should have took that long. It's okay. Alright, we'll see if we can close it out next turn somehow with the Vivian. Vivian plus attacks. Next turn we can go Vivian. Maybe try to bite something. X on the beast is fine. It wasn't doing anything. Cruise, okay. So they get to loot, but they only have one card in hand. They get to bring back Phoenix, but if they get aggressive here, we might just be able to kill them with the Vivian. If we draw Nykthos, we can go like Burning Tree, Vivian, Nykthos, Lair, Battle. Plus on these or minus to kill a blocker. See if they go for another axe and kill this. There's only 6 damage. So they're shocking to play Consider to hold up untapped mana. They've already played 3 things, so the Phoenix is defo coming back. And now the question is, how do they attack? Okay. So it has to be Lightning Axe as their last card, right? So we slam for... I guess we Vivian and we put a counter on each. We only take, what, 3, 6, 7, 8? Is that a bluff? Is the Stevens there ever a bluff? How many axes have they gone through? Just 1 or 2? I guess... Let's go Vivian. I'm going to go for... Okay, they have Pierce. Okay. So we just pay 2. Alright, so if we plus on these... They have to block, and then next turn we take 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, so they can Phoenix to kill us. We can also just... We punch? Yeah, but I don't know if I just punch this one. I think I just punch this one down. Can't block, so might as well swing for 9. They can just take it, go to 1, and then they have to deal with both these next turn. That Spell Pierce actually saved their life, funny enough. So we could have activated the Lair for 1, bit this, and attacked. So they'll probably just go to 1 here, right? There's just no reason to chump. All right, so it's going to be a lot harder for them to kill us now. It's going to take 2 birds, I think. Or Time Walk. Time Walk's also lethal. But Time Walk was lethal no matter what we did. We had no way out. All right, Gust on what? Big Troll. So this is just to trigger the ledgers. See if they hit some Phoenixes. All right, no Phoenixes. We'll go bottom because we just don't need to do that. All right, so they're going to what? Go here. Okay. All right, we're going to trigger their Ledger Shredders. We're at 14 now, though, so I think we're safe from combat. They discarded a 4th Ledger and a Fiery Impulse, okay? So now we just play out as many creatures as we can. Play Elf off of that. Troll? I don't think we want to go for the Lair this turn. Nykthos. Guess we can play that for... I guess now we just do this. So they'll chump with Phoenix. But they might not be able to bring back next turn, you know? We don't need to attack with this because it just gets bricked here. Maybe if we had plussed... Maybe if we had plussed on the Viv, maybe that would have changed the texture of the game quite a bit. Don't know. Feels bad. I thought I boarded out Love Struck Beast. Did I not? What did I board out? Ranger classes? That can't be right. It's probably got to be Love Struck out, just because keeping a 1-1 in play is like kind of hard, especially if they have Sweltering Suns and stuff. I guess that's fair. We just don't want Love Struck. We just want Ranger class instead. Yep. Impulse is good. This looks like a cruise. It's a gust. Okay, okay. On a troll, okay. We'll just put that on top because it draws a card. If they pitch a Phoenix and then bring them both back, I think we're dead. I think it's Xaxes. Discarded an Axe. So they gotta have one more thing. It's a land, so they're dead. GG. All right, 4-1. And we learned a bunch.